Heard a loud shot, loud bang, and then I saw his body actually in slow motion kind of fall over.
Now at 9, a cold-blooded assassination and a stunned nation. Conservative activist Charlie Kirk gunned down on a college campus. Tonight, the search for a killer and reaction to the shooting.
Plus, who was taken away in handcuffs? Tonight, we're learning new information on the man detained by federal agents at gunpoint in Van Nuys.
And a huge undertaking, what it's going to take to clean up all those fallen containers in Long Beach. Good evening, everyone. I'm Pat Harvey.
I'm Rudabeh Shabazi. Tonight, we begin with breaking news, the assassination of conservative activist Charlie Kirk and the hunt for his killer.
We have in-depth team coverage for you tonight with political reporter Tom Wade and anchor Juan Fernandez. Juan, let's start with you.
All right, Pat Rudabeh, at one point tonight, investigators said they had 2 persons of interest in custody, but now both have been released. The gunman's still on the loose tonight, and we know very little about the person President Trump just released video from the White House. He says Kirk, a close political ally, died a martyr and claims the radical left is to blame for inciting terrorism in our country.
This is a dark moment for America. Charlie Kirk traveled the nation, joyfully engaging with everyone interested in good faith debate. His mission was to bring young people into the political process, which he did better than anybody ever.
President Trump tonight on the murder of Charlie Kirk. The conservative political activist was speaking at an event at Utah Valley University when things quickly turned into fear and chaos. Kirk was answering a question about shootings when a single fatal shot was fired at him.
Do you know how many mass shootings there have been in America over the last 10 years? Counting or not counting gang violence? Right.
Kirk was struck in the neck and rushed away to a nearby hospital.
I want to be very clear that this is a political assassination.
Utah authorities say the shooter wore dark clothing and fired from a roof on campus some distance away.
I heard a loud bang, which I figured a shot would be a little bit louder, but I just saw it hit him, and then he fell over and slumped down, and everybody got down and was screaming.
10 to 20 seconds later, after I got done talking to Charlie, I saw that he was shot in the neck and that he was squirting blood everywhere.
Kirk mobilized millions of young Christian conservative voters with his campus visits and podcasts. Many believe President Trump won his second term due in large part to Kirk's close support. Lawmakers on both sides condemn the attack.
Charlie Kirk, he spoke his mind, and under threats, he continued to speak his mind, and I find that to be admirable.
We have seen this spike in political violence. We saw it in Minnesota. We saw it in Butler, Pennsylvania. It's got to stop.
This killing is the latest act of political violence in our country. Last year, 2 gunmen tried to kill Donald Trump. In the spring, someone firebombed the governor's mansion in Pennsylvania while the governor and his family were home. And this summer, a gunman assassinated Minnesota's Assembly Speaker. Both Democratic and Republican leaders have condemned the violence tonight. Pat Rudabeh.
All right, thank you so much for that, Juan. Now, this killing has shocked people across California and the country.
Tonight, we are getting reaction from the state capitol to the Reagan Library and even to a church in Ventura County where Kirk was a frequent visitor. We continue our team coverage now with KCAL political reporter Tom Wade.
And Rudabeh and Pat, Southern California played a pivotal role in Kirk's rise. We'll get into that in just a second here. But one of Kirk's most influential mentors was a pastor at a church in Ventura County. He's sharing his grief and horror tonight. Governor Newsom is also condemning the political violence, and some people visiting the Reagan Library in Simi Valley this evening were moved to tears when they heard the news. An outpouring of emotion at the Reagan Library in Simi Valley tonight, a cathedral to conservatism in California. This playing out in the wake of the murder of Charlie Kirk. At just 31, Kirk became one of the most influential voices on the right.
I'm an old guy. Just the aura in the air, or the whatever you want to call it, that I feel today reminds me of the day that John F. Kennedy was assassinated.
Human development objectively begins at conception.
Kirk's meteoric rise came as he toured college campuses, promoting conservative values, holding debates. Kirk even making an appearance on Governor Newsom's podcast when he launched it.
Would you say no men in female sports?
Well, I think it's an issue of fairness.
Southern California would play a pivotal role in Kirk's career as conservative standard bearer.
Charlie and I look at the horizon, and this is God's handiwork. Sorry about that. It's not often I get him to laugh like that.
Kirk had strong ties to this Ventura County pastor, Rob McCoy. They met during COVID when the state ordered churches to close. McCoy resisted and held services under the threat of lawsuits from the state. The experience led McCoy and Kirk to launch Turning Point USA Faith, a group that helps pastors become more involved in politics. We tried but could not reach McCoy. He did release a statement to the Ventura County Star. My friend Charlie Kirk was murdered today by a coward. He never used violence but was threatened every day with violence. And now they have done to my friend what evil always does. It takes away life. Longtime Orange County conservative political strategist John Fleischman.
Charlie was larger than life. This is, I spent many years of my younger days as a youth activist with Young Americans for Freedom and speaking on college campuses. And I could never do what he did. His ability to communicate and connect with people at a kind of a emotional level was really something else. And it translated to an ability to rally literally hundreds of thousands of young people to President Trump's campaign.
Kirk is the latest victim of political violence that continues to escalate. Zev Yaroslavsky spent decades in LA politics as a city councilman and county supervisor.
The fact is that violence has been a part of our lives for as long as I can remember. I was a 13-year-old when President Kennedy was assassinated, and it seems like it doesn't stop. The problem with political violence stems from the fact that we have increasingly developed a culture of not being able to resolve our differences.
Governor Newsom said in a statement that we should all feel a deep sense of grief and outrage at the terrible violence that took place in Utah. The governor goes on to say that he knew Charlie and admired him and his passion and his commitment to debate. Back to you, Ruta Bay.
Okay, Tom, thank you.